back then, we are reminded of where we are now and how far we have yet to go. Welcome to Regarding Broadway.
Give my regards to Broadway. Remember me to Herald's Fair. Tell all the gang at 42nd Street that I will soon be there. Swear of how I'm yearning to mingle with the old-time throng. Give my regards to old Broadway and say that I'll be there long.
This song was written in 1904 by George M. Cohan. Before he came along, leading men never danced. That was unmanly. But for an Irish immigrant who clawed his way to the top as a child performer, this was one rule that he was determined to bust wide open. Go Cats. What up? I'm Will Dusek, and I'll be a junior at Illinois Wesleyan University next fall. And the first role that I ever played in a production was Tiny Tim in A Christmas Carol.
Hi, my name is Adrian Machado, and I did not play Tiny Tim in A Christmas Carol. But I am very excited to move to New York City after my time here at Cedar Summerstock.
Hi, my name is Alexa Lowrey, and when I saw my first professional production of Phantom of the Opera, I said to myself, wow, people can actually do this for a living?
And I am Christian Sandelin. I'm about to be a senior at Belmont University in Nashville, Tennessee. And now, on with the show. I know. Keep dancing.
I mean, tea for two. I don't even like tea for one.
Yeah, I'm more of a coffee person.
What's happening now?
It's soft shoe with a bit of gentle banter. It's comforting.
Can we talk about something more important?
Not this early in the show.
Corn's doing well.
Yeah, Yep, high as an elephant's eye.
Ooh, Oklahoma reference. Not a joke.
This whole dance break is a meta joke. Hit any deer yet?
Almost.
Nah, keep trying. Here comes the big finish.
Spare me.
Sell it!
Your spoony rags and bluesy drags all make my poor heart ache.
Until other styles came along.
Bring back the rhymes of olden times, and just for old time's sake.
And made things more interesting.
Won't you play a simple melody like my mother sang to me? One with good old-fashioned harmony. Play a simple melody. Musical team and set your honey a dream, and won't you play me some rag? What are you doing? Like that classical nag. Most of sweet beautiful drag. If you can play me a copy from a tune that is choppy, you'll get all my applause. And that is simply because I want to listen to rag. Musical team and set your honey a dream, and won't you play me some rag? Just like that classical nag. Oh, some sweet beautiful drag. If you can play me a copy from a tune that is choppy, you'll get all my applause. And that is simply because I want to listen to rag. Musical team, set your honey a dream, and won't you play me some rag? Turn that classical nag. Some sweet beautiful drag. If you can play me a copy of a tune that is choppy, you'll get all my applause. And that is simply because I want to listen to rag.
June 1st, dear diary. Arrived in St. Ansgar. I am a long way from Broadway. June 1st, dear diary. Arrived in St. Ansgar. It looks just like Ohio. Dang it. Walked in the parade today. Didn't realize that the candy wasn't for us. Parade today. I hit a woman in the head with a starburst. If you're here, I'm sorry. June 24th, show 1, Susical. Performing outside isn't that bad. I'm definitely getting some needed vitamin D. July 1st, show 2, Godspell. Jesus has the worst sunburn. Today, there was a huge storm. We even had a tornado warning. I ran in the rain today, and it was totally worth it. Hung out with the cast after closing Susical. Alicia has beaten me at Pong again. Cast party after closing Seuss. Beating Alexa was like taking candy from a baby. The show must go on.
one night, her cheeks flushed and glowing, her eyes full of light. She placed a sweet rose amid her wild flowing hair. No flower of the forest e'er looked half so fair as she did that night as she stood by the door of the cot where she dwelt by the side of the moor. She heard a quick step coming over the moor, and a merry voice which she'd oft heard before, but ere she could speak, a strong arm held her fast. A manly voice whispered,
I've come, love, at last. I am sorry that I have kept you waiting like this, but I know you'll forgive me. Then give me a kiss.
But she shook the bright curls on her beautiful head and drew herself up while quite proudly she said,
Now, William, I'll prove if you really are true, for you say that you love me, but I don't think you do. If really you love me, you must give up the wine, for lips that touch liquor shall never touch mine.
He looked quite amazed.
Why, Alice, 'tis clear. You really are getting quite jealous, my dear.
In that you are right,
she replied.
For you see, you'll soon love the liquor far better than me. I'm jealous, I own, of that poisonous wine, for lips that touch liquor shall never touch mine.
He turned then, quite angry.
Confound!
He said,
What nonsense you've got in your dear little head. But I'll see if I cannot remove it from hence.
She said,
'Tis not nonsense, 'tis plain common sense, and I mean what I say, and this you will find I don't often change once I've made up my mind.
He stood all resolute, angry, perplexed. She had never before him saw look half so vexed. She stood all resolute, angry, perplexed. She had never before saw him look half so vexed, and she said,
If he talks all his life, I won't flinch.
And he talked, but he never could move her an inch. And then, without even a tear or a sigh, he bitterly cried with a look and a groan.
Oh, Alice, your heart is as hard as a stone.
And though her heart beat in his favor quite loud, she still firmly kept to the vow she had vowed. And then, without even a tear or a sigh, she said,
I'm going, so William, goodbye.
Nay, stay!
He said,
I'll choose one of the two. I will give up the liquor in favor of you.
Now, William had often great cause to rejoice. For this hour he made sweet Alice's choice, and he blessed through the whole of a long, useful life, and the fate that had given him his dear little wife. And she by her firmness won to us that night, one who in our cause is an ornament bright. Oh, that each fair girl in our abstinence band would say,
I ne'er give my heart or my hand to one I ever had reason to think would taste one small drop of the vile cursed drink.
But say when you are wooed, I'm a foe to the wine.
For the lips that touch liquor shall never touch mine. Take all mine, honey. Ain't nobody's business if I do.
If I give you my last nickel and it leaves me in a pickle, ain't nobody's business if I do. There ain't nothing I can do or nothing I can say that folks don't criticize me. But I'm gonna do this 'cause I want to. Brought a lot of folks up to the cities of the north.
And they brought with them tap shoes, jazz hands, and a whole lot of rhythm and blues.
And Broadway was never the same.
No, it wasn't.
If from work I come home dragging and I stay up all night ragging, ain't nobody's business if I do.
If I eat 3 turkey dinners and I say that's just beginners, ain't nobody's business. If I do.
If I did a real trip-setter, but swung home with someone better, ain't nobody's business if I
business if I do.
If I might dress at 40 and live to die before I'm 40, ain't your business.
Ain't her business.
Ain't their business.
Ain't our business.
Ain't nobody's business if you do.
Your presence is requested, wrote little Johnny White. But with this invitation, there is a stipulation. If you attend this party, you'll all be treated right. But there's a wild and woolly woman you boys can't invite. Now, you can bring Pearl, she's a darn nice girl, but don't bring Lulu. You can bring Rose with a turned up nose, but don't bring Lulu. Lulu always wants to do what the boys don't want her to. When she struts her stuff around, London Bridge is falling down. You can bring cake or porterhouse steak, but don't bring Lulu. Lulu gets blue and she goes cuckoo like the clock hop on the shelf. She's the kind of smarty who breaks up every party. Hullabaloo, don't tell Lulu or she'll come by herself. You know a lot better than I do. Last week we had a party, a real high-toned affair. Then along came Lulu, just in from Honolulu. She started into Charleston, and how we boys did stare. But when she did the hula hula, then we needed air. You can bring Flo, cause her dad's got dough, but don't bring Lulu. You can bring Tess with her now and yes, but don't bring Lulu. Lulu has the reddest hair, redder here and redder there. How can we boys keep our heads? Bulls go wild when they see red. You can bring peas or crackers and cheese, but don't bring Lulu. Give her some gin and she tears right in and throws cups off the shelf. Take this as fair warning, you won't get home till morning. Hullabaloo, don't bring Lulu, cause I'll bring her myself. I'll say that I can.
I love a piano. I love a piano. I love to hear somebody play upon a piano, a grand piano. It simply carries me away. So you can keep your fiddle and your bow can be a P-I-N-N-O-O-O. I love to stop right beside an upright or a high tone baby rap.
Catchy, huh? In 1915, nobody knew better than Irving Berlin. No electronic media. Keep it simple and memorable, so folks in the seats would rush out, buy that sheet music, and sing it around the piano with their friends. Then they'd go out and buy that sheet music, and so on and so on.
And that's how artists made a living, Pearl.
Or artists in Mitchell County, Iowa in 2021 who took that same perfect 106-year-old song and did their own thing with it. Maestro, if you please. Give me a P-I-A-N-O-O-O. I love to stop right beside an upright or a high tone baby grand. I love a piano. I love a piano. I
Mitchell County News.
Today we are doing a special report
With special guests.
whose voices have yet to be heard.
Let's hear their perspectives. Our first guest today is Finnegan Fly, all the way from St. Ansgar. So Finnegan, what's the buzz? Tell me, what's a-happening?
Nothing much, man. Just spending the summer with my family.
Wow, what a unique answer, spending time with your family over the summer. You know, one thing has been bugging me lately. Why are there so many of you and your brethren?
Well, that's easy. We gotta keep our bloodline going. Our life expectancy is only about 15 to 30 days. Ooh!
Wow, 15 to 30 days, that is a short time, folks. So Finnegan, Finnegan, follow-up question then. 15 to 30 days, exactly how much time do you yourself have left?
Well, I don't know. I think it's about...
Wow, time flies.
We're running over to our next guest, John Deere, but we're running a little late, though. Ah! If I had a buck for every time that happened!
Oh, hey, sorry to almost run into you there.
Same question as our last guest, Finnegan Fly. Why are there so many of you, dear?
Oh, you know, that time of year.
What time of year?
Mating season.
Ah, good old birds and bees.
I'm a deer.
How do you feel about the stuffed albino deer in St. Ansgar?
Well, you know, she was always a little too full of herself for me. Big celebrity status. But hey, at least I'm not stuffed and on display.
Well, not yet anyway. Deer season is just around the corner.
Too soon. Ooh, headlights. Ah!
Oh dear. Oh, unfortunately, our next guest, Corny Collins, the Corn of the Cob, was unable to make it due to too many corny jokes about corn. So, I'm going to do a follow-up interview with the dead deer.
Dead deer? You think I am roadkill? That is insulting.
I do apologize. Why don't you tell the good people of Mitchell County who you are?
Isn't it obvious?
Absolutely not.
I am the curve on Highway 218 between St. Ansgar and Osage.
Oh, I'm sorry I didn't recognize you.
Nobody ever does. All you people do is run over me.
So I'm guessing by that statement that means you've had a lot of extra traffic this summer.
Oh yeah, my asphalt is killing me.
Question for the people of Mitchell County. Exactly why do you turn?
I do not turn, damn it. I curve, curve. There's a difference.
Sure, well, why do you curve?
So you can get to Osage. What, do you want to go to Stacyville? Stacy, if you're here, I'm sorry.
Did you always want to curve, Mr. Road?
Of course not. My path was laid out for me, but I had dreams once.
Like?
What I really want to do is direct.
Oh, traffic.
Of course not. Musicals.
Aww.
Once again, I'm Robert.
And I'm Will.
And we are with Mitchell County News.
Thank you for tuning in today.
And on with the show.
The early days of Broadway were known for flashy sets, larger-than-life people, and all the glitz and glamour you could ask for. When I learned about vaudeville in school, I learned about names like Judy Garland, Bob Hope, and Mickey Rooney. What I never learned about were performers that looked like me, which is weird because there were many, but Broadway tends to erase things that don't line up with their idealistic version of early theater that people like to put on a pedestal. One name I wish I had learned about sooner is Aida Overton Walker, the Black American star of the vaudeville generation. Aida Overton Walker was one of the first choreographers of the American stage and was internationally known for her work in the vaudeville circuit. Throughout her career, she was known as the Queen of the Cakewalk. For anyone who doesn't know what a cakewalk is, it was a dance that originated in the pre-Civil War South on plantations. Black slaves would mimic their slave owners to their faces without them realizing it and win cake as a prize. This dance was taken and used to insult black communities in minstrel shows. But Aida reclaimed it and made it something beautiful and loved. She also spent a lot of her career working alongside her husband, George, and together they created countless shows that black and white audiences loved across the world. She first grabbed the country's attention in her performance of Miss Hannah from Savannah in the show Sons of Ham. After that, she was mostly known for her work in musical theater, but vaudeville is where she truly found her artistic power. One of her shows actually toured in England, and that led to her being able to perform at Buckingham Palace for King Edward VII. She was often invited to white social gatherings, and she was one of the only black performers allowed to go. Her work solidified her as one of the most respected black women in America. Not only did she work hard for her own success in an industry that was less than accepting, but she also worked just as hard to ensure that black Americans would have a place in theater that was rid of blackface and demeaning stereotypes and prejudice. And although she performed in blackface, all of her performances were a reaction against the views forced on performers of color. Aida strived toward a world where people wouldn't have to lose themselves in order to grab and keep an audience's attention. A world where black women could stand on stage and be a vision of dignity and respect instead of being forced into the role of the stereotypical maid. Unfortunately, her views were years ahead of reality. And although she didn't see much of what she worked for unfold, she still did what she could. She produced and choreographed for 2 black performance groups and helped start many stage careers for black Americans, notably Lottie G, who went on to star in the original production of Shuffle Along on Broadway. As we continue with our night of joy, laughter, and celebration that comes with a vaudeville review, let's not forget about the unpaid and underrepresented black artists who gave us so much that we consider a staple of this time. Tap, rag, jazz, and blues are all things that came from black communities and should be credited as such. Aida Overton Walker is just one performer in an endless line of black artists whose names have been lost to time. We cannot continue to scrub their names from theater history. As a performer, I am choosing to continue the work toward the world that Aida envisioned. Performance has a power that no other industry has. We have the power to push boundaries and make people hear us. Although I am young, my voice will always be used to make theater more equitable and safe, not just for myself, but for every black performer that steps onto a stage.
When you practice, here's the thing to do. Simply say
Nobody understood why Mary loved him. All the other girls passed him by. Everyone wanted to know how she could pick such a beau with a twinkle in her eye. She made this reply: he's not so good in a crowd, but when you get him alone, you'd be surprised. He isn't much at a dance, but then when he takes you home, you'd be surprised. He doesn't look like much of a lover, but don't judge a book by its cover. He's got the face of an angel, but there's a devil in his eye. He's such a delicate thing, but when he starts to squeeze, you'd be surprised. He doesn't look very strong, but when you sit on his knee, you'd be surprised. At a party or at a ball, I've got to admit, he's nothing at all but in an easy chair. You'd be surprised. Mary continued to praise Johnny's remarkable ways to the ladies. And you know advertising pays. Now Johnny's never alone. He's got the busiest phone almost every other day. A new girl will say, he's not so good in the house, but on a bench in the park, you'd be surprised. He's not so good in the light, but when he gets in the dark, you'd be surprised. I know he looks as slow as the Erie, but you don't know the half of it, dearie. Shh. He looks as calm as an icicle, but there's fire in his eyes. He doesn't say very much, but when he starts to speak, you'd be surprised. He's not so good at the start, but at the end of the week, you'd be surprised. On a streetcar or in a train, you'd think he was born without any brain, but in a taxi cab, you'd be surprised. And now presenting our very own Alex Jashinski playing Flight of the Bumblebee. Classical music written by Rimsky-Korsakov.
July 9th, Godspell. Forgot the communion bread, so tonight the body of Christ was a bagel. Close enough. Went to Tres Amigos. We all ordered margaritas. The owner brought us them, and they were bigger than my head. If you're here, can I get a refill? Night 3 of the Addams Family. June 18th. The flies have a vendetta against me. June 30th. Our rehearsal room looks like a fly graveyard. Tonight. Some of us aren't actually in the tango, but that does not stop us from getting jiggy with it backstage. Opening night of Addams Family, the moon finally fell for Fester too. Literally. Like the rope that holds the moon broke. And the prop fell on stage, and somebody had to go get it, and then it was just there rolling around. I did big at it too. Show, Godspell. A bird pooped on my shoulder. I don't think this is what good luck feels like. Show, Godspell. A bird pooped on Alicia's shoulder. I couldn't stop laughing, but I did give her some hand sanitizer. The show must go on.
Shore.
opposite row of Shaw for Fanny Bryce, the original funny girl. Fanny clowned her way from the Yiddish Theater on 2nd Avenue to the Siegfried Follies on Broadway, and then on to radio, Hollywood, television, all the while proudly trading on her Jewish heritage. I got another verse for you. I'm wearing second-hand shoes, second-hand hose. All the girls hand me their second-hand clothes. Even my pajamas when I don't love have somebody else's initials on them. Second-hand rings, I'm sick of second-hand things. I never get what other girlies do. Once while strolling through the Ritz, a girl got my coat. She nudged her friend and said, "Look, there's my overcoat." Everyone knows that I'm just second-hand rough. Second-hand. You can't beat the bagels from second-hand. There's more than 3 blocks between me and 42nd Street. From second-hand.
The outlook wasn't brilliant for the Mudville Nine that day. The score stood 4-2 with but 1 inning more to play. And then when Cooney died at first and Barrows did the same, a sickly silence fell upon the patrons of the game. Straggling few got up to go in deep despair. The rest clung to that hope which springs eternal in the human breast. They thought if only Casey could but get a whack at that, we'd put up even money now with Casey at the bat. But Flynn preceded Casey, as did also Jimmy Blake. And the former was a Lulu, and the latter, he was a cake. So upon that stricken multitude, grim melancholy sat. For there seemed but little chance of Casey's getting to the bat. But Flynn let drive a single to the wonderment of all, and Blake, the much despised, tore the cover off the ball. And when the dust had settled and they all saw what had occurred, there was Jimmy, safe at second, and a Flynn a hug in third. Then from 5,000 throats or more there rose a lusty yell. It rumbled through the valley, it rattled through the dell. It banged upon the mountain and recoiled upon the flat. For Casey, mighty Casey, was advancing to the bat. There was ease in Casey's manner as he stepped into his place. There was pride in Casey's bearing and a smile on Casey's face. And when, responding to the cheers, he lightly doffed his hat, no stranger in the crowd could doubt 'twas Casey at the bat. 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. 5,000 tongues applauded as he wiped them on his shirt. And while the riding pitcher ground the ball into his hip, defiance gleamed in Casey's eye, a sneer curled Casey's lip. And now the leather-covered sphere came hurtling through the air, but Casey stood watching it in haughty cringe there, close by the sturdy batsman, the ball, and he did fed. "That ain't my style," said Casey. "See, I won," the umpire said. From the benches black with people there went up a muffled roar, like the beating of the storm waves on a stern and distant shore. "Kill him! Kill the umpire!" shouted someone in the stands. And it's likely they'd have killed him had not Casey raised his hand. With a smile of Christian charity, great Casey's visage shone. He stilled the rising tumult. He bade the game go on. He signaled to the pitcher, and once more that spheroid flew. But Casey still ignored it. The umpire said, "Strike 2! Fraud!" cried the maddened thousands, and the echoes answered, "Fraud, fraud, fraud." But one scornful look from Casey, and the audience was awed. They saw his face grow cold, they saw his muscles strain, and they knew that Casey wouldn't let that ball go by again. The sneer is gone from Casey's lip, his teeth are clenched in hate. He pounds with cruel violence his bat upon the plate. And now the pitcher holds the ball, and now he lets it go, and now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow. Now somewhere in this favored land the sun is shining bright. Somewhere the band is playing and somewhere hearts are light. Somewhere men are laughing and somewhere children shout. But there is no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey has struck out.
somebody who could make me be true, could make me be blue, and even be glad, just to be sad, thinking of you.
Some others I've seen might never be mean, might never be cross or try to be boss, but they wouldn't do. For nobody else gave me a thrill with all your faults. I love you still. It had to be you, wonderful you. It had to be you. Some others I've seen might never be mean, might never be cross or try to be boss, but they wouldn't do. For nobody else gave me a thrill with all your faults. I love you still. It had to be you, wonderful you. It had to be you.
And when I told them how beautiful you are,
I don't want to make you blue, but you need a talking to. You've got a changeable nature. Nothing I say will get through.
Wait! There's a longing in your eye that is hard to satisfy. You're unhappy most of the time. Here's the reason why.
Yeah. After you get what you want, you don't want it.
If I gave you the mood, you'd grow tired of it too.
You're like a baby. You want what you want when you want it. And after you are presented with what you want, you're discontented.
You're always wishing and wanting for something. When you get what you want, you don't want what you get. And though I sit upon your knee, you'll grow tired of me.
Yeah, after you get what you want, you don't want what you wanted at all.
Oh, that's rich coming from you. Listen! After you get what you want, you don't want it. If I give you the moon, you grow tired of it too.
You're like a baby. You want what you want when you want it. But after you are presented with what you want, you're discontented. You're always wishing and wanting for something. When you get what you want, you don't want what you get.
And though I sit upon your knee,
You'll grow tired of me. 'Cause after you get what you want, you don't want what you wanted at all. that lingers on. You seem to haunt me night and day. I never realized till you had gone how much I care about you. I can't live without you. All alone, I'm so all alone. There is no one else but you. All alone by the telephone, waiting for a ring, a ting-a-ling. I am all alone in the evening, all alone feeling blue, wondering where you are and how you are, and if you are all alone too.
may remember me from 2 summers ago when I first did Cedar Summerstock. My hair is only slightly longer than it was back then. Okay, my hair is way longer than it was 2 summers ago. But my hair is not the only thing that has changed. I myself have changed tremendously. There were major events that happened in 2020 that have had a huge impact in my life. The social isolation caused by the pandemic, and the fear that comes along with being a black person in America, put a lot of things into perspective for me. When the pandemic hit, I had to leave school and go home and live with my parents and siblings for the summer. It was like I was in high school all over again. My sibling Hannah and I shared a room, so she often observed my acting classes. And I'm sure she wasn't shocked in the least when, during one of my acting classes, I randomly started to shake while making bird noises. Caw-caw, caw-caw. But a few weeks went by, and I was notified that Cedar Summerstock was not going to be happening, and I was devastated. I knew, though, that I would need to make good use of the summer, so I decided to take some summer courses that would get requirements out of the way. My siblings moved out to Columbus, got jobs, and got places of their own, so for the rest of the summer, it was just me, my parents, my summer courses, and Jim Schwamberger, the handyman who was upgrading our bathroom. Both of my parents worked outside of the house, so I was alone for long hours of the day. I didn't mind, though, because I'm someone who enjoys being on company. I kept up with my summer courses, found new TV shows to watch, wrote a play, and got a strong following on TikTok. Throughout all of this, though, I couldn't ignore what was happening in the news. Watching all those COVID deaths really shed light on how important it is to let your loved ones know how much you care for and support them. There were so many people that never got a chance to say goodbye, and I can't imagine what that must have been like. All of this also got me thinking about legacy and how I want to be remembered. I used to think that I wanted to be remembered as a great performer or for being successful, but I now realize that I want to be remembered for my kindness and loyalty to my friends and family. The pandemic put all of our lives on hold, forcing us to face the problem of race in America. I was hurt, angered, and saddened how I saw those officers murder the late George Floyd. I lost faith in America, and it will take a long time to regain the small amount of faith that I had before the murder. The storming of the Capitol certainly didn't help either. Living as a dark-skinned black woman in America, you were taught that you are not beautiful or desirable. And because of this, I struggled with self-love for a long time, especially when I was younger. But I have learned that self-love is a journey with ebbs and flows, and every day is different. And because of everything that was happening in the news, the Black Lives Matter movement, I knew that I would need to surround myself with those who supported me and uplifted me, and reflected the kind of person that I wanted to be. I knew that when school started again, I would need to surround myself with those who preached and practiced self-love and self-affirmation. I did this, and it started to rub off on me in a very positive way. I no longer allow other people's opinion of me to affect how I feel about myself. So, moving forward, I want to always tell my loved ones how much I care for them. I want to surround myself with those who uplift me, and I'm going to let my discovery of self-love lead my path forward. Thank you.
speech, but you should hear me speak. When you ask me anything, I never answer no. I just yeses you to death, and as I take your dough, I tell you.
Yes, we have no bananas. We have no bananas today, no, not today. We string beans and onions, cabbages and scallions, and all kinds of fruit and say, we have an good old-fashioned tomato, long island potato. But yes, we have no bananas. Oh no, we don't. We have no bananas today.
Well, I'm a Bruce. It took you all summer to figure that out.
I'm Cordy. Crystal County wins.
Hey, Tomato, you're slow.
I'll catch up.
Let us produce the big finish. Get it? Lettuce. Produce.
A 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yes, we have no bananas. We have no bananas today. We string beans and onions, cabbages and scallions, and all kinds of fruit and say, we have an old-fashioned tomato, long island potato. But yes, we have no bananas. There are no bananas. Have you seen bananas? We're growing bananas today.
A heart full of joy and gladness will always banish sadness and strife. So always look for the silver lining and try to find the sunny side of life.
Christian, that was beautiful, but hello? After the past year and a half? Right. What school did you go to?
Comes a bitter matter.
We lost graduation.
I like to remain in bed.
COVID made the campus so quiet.
Skies are weeping, but the world is clean.
So many of my friends were sick.
Troubles heaping
We had Christmas with masks on in the garage.
It is vain to remain.
And I never knew it was safe to go anywhere.
And to wait for a clearer sky.
I thought about dropping out of college.
Helter skelter, I must fly for shelter.
I lost a little faith in humanity.
Till the clouds roll by.
Some of you filled out cards before the show. You told us what you lost and learned during this pandemic. Here are a few of your responses. My 21st birthday was spent at home with my mom and a bottle of wine she already had. My mom lost her job and was struggling to provide as a single mother. later, I found out that I had COVID. I'm thankful my only symptoms were fatigue and loss of taste and smell, but as I started to recover, I realized my taste and smell weren't improving. Doctors just told me to wait it out because they've never heard of a virus removing someone's senses forever. Weeks passed. I didn't know if I'd ever be able to enjoy food again, and I love food. Every time I'd lose hope, I reminded myself that I was luckier than most. Slowly, after a few months of training my taste buds and olfactory nerves, I began tasting and smelling more and more. But still today, 13 months later, most things don't taste or smell the same as they did before, and I doubt they ever will. After this past year, I am so happy to be here with all of you, doing what we love, singing, dancing, and telling stories in the dark.
I got excited to put on pants again.
I got really good at taking walks.
Remember somewhere the sun is shining.
I mastered my avocado toast.
So the right thing to do is make it shine for you. A heart full of joy and gladness.
I got closer with my siblings.
Will always banish sadness and strife. So always look for the silver lining.
I found my people.
Find the sunny side of life.
Give my regards to Broadway. Remember me to Herald Square. Thank you, Mitchell County, for bringing live theater back once again. We, the 2021 cast, will now go